there was a shortage of space. Every time we had another baby arrive, they'd cut one of the bedrooms in half and put a wall there and to make, just big enough for a bed. So at that particular time, I was actually sleeping in a woodshed with carpet and wallpaper, and the windows didn't shut. There were lots of cockroaches. I felt at the time couldn't communicate how difficult that was for me. So I did mention it, but nobody heard it. Yeah. So I was trying to manage sleeping in an environment like that in the winter. Yeah. So it was really, really cold, and I couldn't lie down. They would call on me. So at one stage I was standing up all night for quite a few nights, going into weeks, just trying to avoid the experience. And so that caused such a level of stress for me that I suddenly started hearing voices. And, I heard all kinds of different things. It was almost like a movie. It just suddenly happened. And since then, I've always been able to hear voices. That voice hearing experience that I started hearing at that age, I was about 16, 17 at the time. So I was terrified. But these days, I've been able to put everything together, and I can use what I have learned from those times. I'm the chairperson of the Hearing Voices Network at the moment, train people to be able to run Hearing Voices support groups. So it's not a Hearing Voices workshop. It's a training session so that they can run Hearing Voices support group, Hearing Voices group that I run. And they just, they fill out evaluation forms. And the main thing is that I know I'm not alone now, and that I met people like me, and they say that. And it's just very powerful. When they first come along, the first thing I say to them is, don't panic. It's okay to hear voices. You're all right. It sounds like you're quite gifted, actually, because not everyone can hear voices. Just giving them the messages that they're special and they're important and their experience is unique. So what people come to understand is, when they've been to a Hearing Voices group a few times, is that actually, if you reach out to those experiences or reach out to those voices and start some kind of communication with them, you can actually end up with an understanding of what the voice is there for, because everything has a reason. So let's unpack what that voice is doing for you. What are the positives about it? What are the negatives about it? When is it the worst? When is it best? What are you doing at the time? There's all kinds of different variables that you need to think about. So it's really worth the Hearing Voices groups. Gives you an opportunity to unpack your experience. We even have people who say, I have some good voices, and they tell the bad voices off. And for me, I've got to a stage where I can say to my voices, hey, I'm working today, so if you have any issues, come back to me at 5:30, because I'll be off work then. When people first come to the Hearing Voices group, they often feel over controlled. They feel like they're a victim of their experience, and they don't have any control or power over their experience. So what we need to do is to show them the way to start to take control of their recovery journey and start to take control of their experience. And once they have done some of the readings that we provide and have had the opportunity to talk about their experience, suddenly they're not so much a victim anymore, and they start to take some control. Because some of them, they come along and they say, I can't work. I'm too overwhelmed with my experience. I can't go to the gym. I can't do anything. And, I've got it 24/7. And over the weeks of them coming, they'll start to say, actually, I had a bit of a break the other day, and I was doing this activity and I noticed I had a break. So it's about noticing these things. And yeah, we've had people come out the other side of going to a Hearing Voices group for some time and then saying, actually, I'm going to work. I'm ready.